back to another episode of Smoking Dad's Barbecue. I'm Matt Hibbs, this is Jansen Webb, we're two Smoking Dads.
Today we're going to do the classic, the pork butt. We're going to show you how to make juicy, delicious pulled pork. Let's get started. We have a fresh pork butt here. We're not going to trim anything off. Everything looks great. We're going to go in with our Betts pork dry rub, season all sides, and then we're going to inject with 100% apple juice that we mixed with some Betts seasoning in there. Let's get going. Alright, we're just going to go generously on all sides. And we're not using a binder, we're just using the moisture from the pork to adhere our seasoning to the butt here. We're going to stand it up on its side. Go in. You want to lay this on pretty thick, okay? That's going to help build your bark during the cook process. Now we're going to go in with our 100% apple juice. We did mix the Betts seasoning in here with the juice. And all that's going to do is help us get the juice and seasoning to the center of this butt. We're going to go in and just give it a little bit and go in at a diagonal angle here. You can see that butt swelling up. And what that's going to do is help keep this moist during the cook and not dry it out. But it's also going to give you some added flavor at the end. And what I like to do, you can see kind of how that apple juice might have moved some of that rub around. Just come back around on top, give it another dusting of the Betts. We're going to let this butt sit here for about 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and prep our smoker.
Okay, we've got our smoker loaded up here with our competition blend pellets. We're going to turn this on to smoke, get some good smoke rolling. And then today we're going to actually cook this butt at 300. We're going to try to get a nice bark on the outside. We're going to go ahead and probe this once we put it on there, and we'll monitor that temperature as we're cooking. We're looking for a final temperature of 204.
Smoker's now up to temp. We are cooking this in the aluminum pan here. What's happening is that fat from the pork butt is rendering out. This is a very fatty intermuscular cut of meat. So as it's rendering out, it's going into the bottom of this pan, and then it's basically cooking in its own fat, which is giving us some added flavor. Let's go ahead and put this on. So we have our probe set up to alert us at 204. Obviously we're going to wrap this, but we do just want to monitor the internal temp so we can determine when we want to wrap. We're going to wrap at about 165 degrees internal. Now it's time to do some dad things.
All right, it's time for some dad things. Reached 160 degrees internally. We're going to take this off and get it wrapped. So we're over here at the table. First thing we're going to do is take some apple juice. We're just going to pour some in the bottom. And now we're going to take 2 sheets of aluminum foil. This is just some heavy duty foil. We're just going to tuck this around the edges. Make sure that's tight. And we're going to bring in one more sheet. Put this back on the smoker until we reach an internal of 204.
We've now reached 204 degrees internal. We're going to take this off and we're going to let it rest for at least an hour. Our butt's been resting for an hour now. Now before we go in here and pull this bone out, let's recap. We seasoned with the pork dry rub from the Pellet seasoning, injected with some apple juice mixed with the Pellet seasoning, went on the smoker at 300 degrees until we reached 160 internal temp. Then we double wrapped with aluminum foil in the pan until we reached 204. Once we reached 204, we let that rest for an hour. Let's go in here for the big reveal. Still steaming hot. It's perfect. Let's start shredding it up. Let's go in here, get a chunk of this meat. Just get in here and shred this up. Still piping hot, so we'll use our meat claws to kind of shred it apart. All right, what I like to do is just take a little bit more of our Pellet seasoning, and I'm talking about just a little bit, and sprinkle it back on there, and then just kind of mix that around. All right, here's our pulled pork. We're gonna go in here, give it a try. Absolutely delicious. Falls right apart. Somebody with no teeth could eat that. These flies definitely like it. They're all over it. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please come back next time. Check us out on Facebook, TikTok, and of course here on YouTube. We hope you like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.